ada W, ada carbon. Macam ni lah, macam iron carbon kita duk belajar kan. Kalau kita sebut macam ni, maksud dia memang alloy lah, dia ada dash. Tapi ni pun kan, saya kamu tak tahu juga. Dia susah sikit lah, dia tricky
baru
sikit
tahu,
kan.
saya
macam baru tahu rasa aduh.
Saya macam pernah check dekat Google, dia kata tungsten carbide ni solid solution.
Saya pun ada baca kat sir.
Dia kalau macam ni, benda bubuh benda lain dekat tu. Dia tungsten carbide ni dia satu jenis compound.
Dia compound rupanya.
Solid solution. Allah makan kacang dulu ya. Solid solution. Dia
tahu.
Dia tak ada chemical bond. Dia tak ada chemical bond. Macam ni kan, macam atom. Lepas tu mamat ni tiba-tiba ada yang terbesar kat sini. Dia tak ada chemical bond apa-apa dengan yang sebelah-sebelah dia. Tapi kalau kata compound ni dia memang ada chemical bond, ionic bonding semua tu. Maksudnya dia memang dalam crystal structure tu memang dia akan ada. Dia akan ada secara berkala. Periodically dia akan ada. Itu saya tak tahulah. Faham tak saya cakap sekarang? Beza antara sikit-sikit. Alright. Kita kena buat revision sikit lah. Ya. Ada kertas kosong. Ada bagus. Okay. Dia macam ni. First kali kita belajar metal kan. Metal ni dia benda yang tersusun dengan satu keseragaman. Semua saya cakap Melayu. Tak ada orang tak yang foreigner ada? Tak ada kan? Senang sikit lah saya nak cerita supaya awak lebih faham. Saya boleh explain dalam English, takut nanti tak ni tak. Adam Saifullah. Oh ini English kan? Okay, sorry. I change back. Okay. So just take a quick look on our test 1. We have some confusion to differentiate between alloy and compound. Okay, basically alloy even though there are some compound which we call intermetallic compound. Okay, this is exception lah. Intermetallic compound we can consider as alloy, that is exception. But in general, when we talk about solid solution alloy, which is in the question lah, solid solution alloy. So what is meant by solid solution, we have a metal, okay, we have a metal, host metal. So metal have uniform or repeated structure, repeated pattern. Okay, it always repeating. So when we add something, some foreign material, or we call it alloying element lah. Alloying element which is large enough, it will become substitutional. Okay, and this presence of alloying element in the matrix, okay, so it does not involve any chemical reaction. It doesn't have any ionic bonding whatsoever. Okay, it's just physically there, and likewise, if you have smaller atom alloying element, so it will get in between those structure, in between the structure, and it does not involve any chemical, no chemical reaction, just physically there. But if we talk about compound, this is alloy. If we talk about compound, okay, so they are like, for example, tungsten carbide. So they react, okay, they react. Carbide, oxide, nitride, all this is due to chemical reaction, and they interact with each other. They have this bonding, covalent bonding, ionic bonding, and this strong between two atoms. Okay, but this one only small amount, and it does not have the bond between this particular pair of material. Macam mana awak faham tak benda ni yang saya cakap sekarang?
Boleh rasa sikit-sikit faham. Dan saya
Boleh
faham
lah.
mana metal tu dia susun, okay, beza dia compound apa. Tapi masa
beza.
jawab hari tu memang aduh,
So,
mana ni saya?
kena,
Sekejap.
actually kena ni lah, kena masa ketika di hari kejadian tu kena tahu benda apa alloy tu lah sebenarnya.
Tu rasa masa tu pun buat pun dalam pukul 1 pagi. And otak pun
Itu saya tak boleh nak kata apa lah. Itu konsensus semua lecturer lain. Ada lagi 6 orang, 7 orang. Saya boleh bercakap je tapi tak boleh ubah.
Tak apa saya benda lepas kan.
Okay. Apa yang selepas ni? Assignment kan?
Assignment.
10. Lepas tu test 2.
Okay, kita tak ada final kan? Semua assessment rasa.
Final dia macam tu juga. Dia macam apa?
Assessment lah?
Sama lah. Sama macam yang tu, just one. Open end.
Jadi sebenarnya material ni dia more tu teori answer kan?
Semua tu?
Teori je kan answer material ni.
Dia banyak menghafal lah.
Banyak menghafal. Kalau dulu masa zaman sebelum COVID tu memang kena hafal betul-betul lah sebelum masuk test ke apa.
Kalau sebelum COVID, soalan dia lebih kurang sama macam tutorial lah.
Oh, macam tutorial lah.
Saya tak ada nak cari-cari dalam Google ke apa kan. Cari-cari tu.
Ya.
So dia just, kita belajar fundamental lah. Maksudnya awak hafal benda tu dan dalam exam you tulis balik lah. Tapi kalau macam mana lah. Saya ingat saya ada bagi satu benda apa lah. Macam sebelum exam tu ada satu tutorial ke.
Ada ke tutorial?
Pasal kristal dengan apa tu yang macam preparation lah untuk benda tu. Tak apalah, nak harap-harap okey lah kot markahnya.
Sir, test 2 pun macam ni kah?
Semua macam ni ya. Sebab kalau buat test macam biasa, awak susah lah, benda tu memang dah ada. So susah nak assess. Tiba-tiba
2 soalan juga Azhar.
So 2 soalan
Cuba
kat
tengok.
sehari.
Apa?
2 soalan kat and waktu dia sehari je.
Mungkin 2 hari lah. Mungkin 2 hari berdasarkan feedback tu. Yang
Hari
sebelum ni.
kan.
Actually, kalau awak lambat hari tu, awak boleh mesej saya. Ada je orang yang lambat. Saya buka
Boleh
balik.
mesej. Saya ingat saya takut so macam apa ni, cepat hantar sekarang. Macam tu lah.
Itu saja je. Tapi
Aku macam saya tak boleh
kalau
kat dia tu.
kalau mesej saya buka je balik. Ada je yang
tu lah.
mesej.
Aku rasa pas ni kita orang mesej saya siap-siap.
Oh, banyak.
Sir, jangan tutup dulu sir. Ada hal ni.
Siapa itu? Basu ada.
Apa pasu?
Pasu ke mesej saya?
Oh.
Saya lupa lah. Ini dalam kelas ni juga lah. Berapa orang? Saya ni hari ni dah tak mengajar dah. Sekejap. Kat mana hari tu?
Ni sir, bincang tutorial.
Sekejap. Tutorial ni.
Tapi boleh ke sir dapat ni jawapan? Macam mana cara jawab?
Saya
memang
nak
tak ada
bagi,
sir?
saya macam ni lah. Saya cerita. Saya nak bagi jawapan tu macam corresponding tu soalan ni. Contohlah kan, skema jawapan tu saya kata susah sikit lah sebab memang dia orang pesan lah jangan bagi. Okay. Tapi saya boleh buat satu version lain lah yang bukan dia indirectly lah. Contoh sekejap. Ni saya share nampak ni?
Tak nampak sir.
Saya pun kena buat crash course lah bagi awak faham semua ni. Okay. Ni diorang dah buat. Contoh lah kan. Saya kata nota tu macam mana. Contohnya dia bagi, dia tanya soalan macam ni. B, distinguish eutectic reaction and eutectic reaction. Instead of saya bagi jawapan untuk benda ni, eutectic tu apa, eutectoid tu apa, saya bagilah benda-benda semua sekali. Eutectic, eutectoid, peritectic, peritectoid. So saya buat satu nota lah. Nampak? Benda saya tunjuk ni.
Nampak sir.
Instead of saya bagi satu jawapan skema yang correspond to benda ni, saya bagi something yang in other form lah, other form.
Oh, so macam ada side lah sir. Dimension lain lah. Kira
Apa?
macam benda tu lebih kurang lah macam dengan skema tu.
Benda tu kalau awak baca boleh jawab yang ni, macam tu lah.
Oh,
Tapi dia
lain lah
bukan,
sir.
tapi dia bukan sebiji-sebiji lah.
Faham.
Contoh lah, saya buat nota, benda ni satu nota sekali. Sebab dia benda yang lebih kurang lah, dia punya term-term dia tu. So saya buat nota lah, satu nota. Macam mana nak buat ni. Tapi kalau saya buat skema je, bila dah twist sikit nanti awak pun dah pening. So saya buat simple note lah, macam toyo lah. Senang cerita. Ya, dah tak mengajar hari ni. Mana 10 minit ni. Okay, tak apa. Saya akan look into it. Saya akan buat satu benda yang, satu comprehensive notes yang boleh memahamkan. Okay, thank you for the feedback. Actually, really appreciate it. Okay, so since we don't have that much time, around 9 minutes, I will just briefly cakap lah benda ni. So question number 1A, so it tells us to describe and differentiate between pure metal and binary alloy. So pure metal, I think this one also in the exam. The most important thing that you need to point out when we talk about solidification, you should mention the cooling curve. This is compulsory lah. If you don't put, then it will be very difficult. And cooling curve number 1, you can also include microstructure. Microstructure, you can check lah the columnar, all these things. But the most important is cooling curve because we want to differentiate between pure and binary. So we have like this for pure, like this for alloy. During the solidification, the pure metal, it occurs at constant temperature, but for alloy, the temperature decrease during the solidification because we have two material. So the solidification start one element first, one atom it solidify first. So that is why we have this kind of difference between these two. So this is the key point that you should mention. And E-tectoid. Okay, this one let you guys, one of you guys try lah. Okay. Cuba Alif Zamri. This random lah. Eutectic and eutectoid. Do you remember anything about? Ada Alif? Tak ada? Hakimi ada Hakimi? Hakimi tak ada? No. Adam Saifullah?
Ada.
Okay Adam. Adam tadi ada angkat tangan Oh ya ke? Saya ingat masa tu saya cakap Malay, saya ingat ada foreigner angkat tangan. Dan saya pun tukar, saya cakap English kan. Aduh. So eutectic and eutectoid, what can you recall from this term?
Eutectic liquid when we eutectic reaction, liquid dia bertukar ke two solid phase.
Okay.
Kalau eutectoid solid, dia transform kepada dua solid phase, two solid phase.
Okay, so that's how it is defined. So ada liquid, ada solid. Alright. Phase and component. Phase and component. Afiq Rohaizam, anything you can share about phase and component? Apa beza dia? What's the difference? Amirul Hakim. Amirul Hakim. Tak ada. Mutiah. Juventus. Pun tak ada. Zaidatul Hanim.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Can you tell us about the difference between phase and component? These two terms.
Kalau phase form of matter that is homogeneous in chemical composition and physical state.
Okay.
Kalau component, the minimum number of required chemical constituent.
Okay. Betul lah. Minimum number of required. Cooling rate, cooling curve. Thank you. This quite few time already, so we don't need to answer this one already. Intermetallic compound and solid solution. Okay. Tan Yan Sian.
Yes, doctor.
Morning.
Good morning, doctor. For solid solution, it's like just now, like doctor said, a host atom is combined with some interdigital atom, and intermolecular component. I'm not understand about this.
So
So sorry.
basically, yeah, it's okay. Basically, it's compound lah, macam like what I have mentioned just now. But instead of non-metallic like carbide or oxide, they bond in form of crystals, metallic bonding also. They have two type of metal. There are two type of metal, and they bond together in a systematic way. I mean, they create new crystal structure. Okay, and they don't maintain the host metal matrix. This one, it use the host metal kan, host metal punya matrix. Okay, crystal structure remain, okay, as the host metal crystal structure or host metal matrix. But I think matrix you're not accustomed to this one. Just host metal punya crystal structure. Okay. For intermetallic compound, it form new crystal structure. And since we are relating this to phase diagram, for solid solution, we can mention that in phase diagram, it is represented by area. Okay. And intermetallic compound, if you remember, I think there is one in the lecture, I have mentioned that it is represented by line. And it has fixed or stoichiometric ratio between the two metal 1 and metal 2. It has integer between them. Whereas, but this one, the alloy, solid solution alloy, it has range. It can play between this number. It still become that alloy. So there are few points. One is the crystal structure you can mention. Two, you can mention that in reflecting to the phase diagram, it is represented by line and area. Okay. And three, you can say that it has stoichiometric ratio for the intermetallic compound. So I think we have to continue this next week because we are running out of time. So next week we will continue with C, this one. So as per request, just now I will try to make a note, concise one, so that you could do your revision easier. Okay, so anything you can always reach me by WhatsApp before 10 p.m. After 10 p.m. I will reply tomorrow. All right. Okay.